Heya Cryptozens, tonight's show, the Bored Ape Yacht Club BendDAO Crisis. It's 10 p.m. Pacific time. The date is August 22nd, 2022. Welcome back to the Crypto Overnighter. My name is Nikodemus, and I'll be your host. The cover model, mascot, and co-host for this podcast is Tex, and together we take a nightly look at the crypto, NFT, and metaverse space and the industry that surrounds it. And keep in mind, nothing in this show should ever be considered financial advice. It is really good to be back. My wife and I spent our anniversary on the Oregon coast. The weather was absolutely perfect. And every year, I ask her if she wants to do it again for another year. So far, she keeps saying yes, so I must be doing something right. Anyway, let's get to tonight's show. The floor price of the Bored Ape Yacht Club has cratered. At the time of writing, it's sitting at 67.89 ETH per NFT. This is the lowest level since the start of the year. And this isn't just the apes. The entire NFT market is facing a sizable slump in the midst of a crypto market crash. Now, this is a recent development because while the floor has dropped to its lowest level since the second of this year, the collection did reach a new all-time high of 153.7 ETH back on May 1st. This, of course, differs from the crypto market in that each NFT is unique, non-fungible. So, unlike a Bitcoin, where each one is identical, the unique nature of these NFTs presents a unique challenge in times like these. Because not only do you have to find a buyer, you have to find a buyer for a specific NFT, which is a challenge when times are tight and the market is hurting. Finding a buyer for a particular ape can help contribute to a downward pressure on their floor price all around. And it's not just the Bored Apes. Mutant apes are sitting at a 12 ETH floor. This has led to a potential flash crisis where Bored Apes are concerned. Does the weak market for NFTs indicate a long-term change in status? Perhaps. I know right now that CryptoPunk owners were happy, at least relatively happy, for a short period of time. Because for the first time in 5 months, CryptoPunks flipped the Bored Apes. That's right, for the first time in quite a while, CryptoPunks held a higher floor price than the Bored Apes. The last time that this happened was in March of this year. Now, that said, the OG NFT collection has been gaining on the Bored Ape collection since June or so. Now, in this case, it's kind of a symbolic thing, because whether it's Bored Apes or CryptoPunks that are in the lead, Yuga Labs wins because they own both collections. That said, they are both losing value. They've been steadily declining over the last month or so. It's just more pronounced for the Bored Apes. They've lost 28% in terms of floor price over the 16% that CryptoPunks lost. And so it came to pass that the Bored Apes and Punks fell again last week. 33% for the apes and 24% for the punks. But this price action, while hitting retail investors hard, could prove to have a broader effect. Some things may be happening here that threaten the Bored Ape Yacht Club ecosystem, and one of those problems may be the BendDAO. At the time of writing, the global crypto market cap is $1.02 trillion. It's down 0.06% in 24, so nearly flat. The top 5 cryptos by market cap are Bitcoin down 0.35%, Ethereum up 0.9%, Tether, USDC, and Binance Coin down 0.71%. BendDAO is a crypto lending service. It has a typical setup. People put money in the liquidity pool and then draw it out later plus interest. That's the theory anyway. Well, another part is they let customers borrow Ethereum in return for NFTs. This is not a new practice. People have been putting art as collateral for loans for a very long time now. In this case, however, they let customers borrow up to 40% of their NFT's floor price. Now, floor price is an important consideration here because in addition to determining how much money you can borrow, they're also considered in something that the BendDAO calls the loan's health factor. Health factor is defined as, quote, numeric representation of the safety of your deposited NFT against the borrowed Ethereum and its underlying value. Now, right now, there are 72 Bored Apes on the bubble. They're in that danger zone because their health factor has dropped below 1.2. That means that they're at risk of a sudden drop in floor price, which could trigger their liquidation. So now what happens? The floor price drops below the health factor of 1.2. Well, at that point, the owner gets a notice. It's a 48-hour notification that their NFT could be liquidated, and that indeed, if they do not pay off their loan, their NFT will be auctioned off. But what happens if nobody buys it? Okay, you might be asking why people wouldn't be buying these liquidated NFTs. Well, the truth is you don't really get all that good a deal. A bid isn't considered valid if it's not within 95% of the floor price or more. So you're not going to be snatching up dirt cheap NFTs. And another reason, under BendDAO's rules, in order to bid, you have to lock up your Ethereum for 48 hours. Who wants to lock up their value for 48 hours on a floor NFT? You lock up for 48 hours and a better deal could come along. And then you can't take advantage of it because your Ethereum's locked up. But you don't have the other NFT either because bidding isn't over yet. Nobody wants that. And this hurts BendDAO because the liquidated NFT isn't as good a deal and people aren't buying them, which means that the collateral for defaulted loans is just kind of sitting there. And that has had consequences. Right now, the 5-month-old company appeared to be out of cash this weekend. Effectively. At one point, they just had 12.5 wrapped Ethereum in their contract. That's 12.5 wrapped Ethereum after loaning out nearly 15,000 Ethereum. So they're sitting on a pile of blue chip NFTs like Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, Punks, Doodles, and nobody's bidding on them. The global NFT market cap is down 4.8%. Sales volume is down 7.86% in 24 hours. According to CoinMarketCap, the top 5 NFT collections by sales volume are Pudgy Penguins, followed by Bored Apes, Mutant Apes, Other Deed, and Women Ape Yacht Club. Now, keep in mind, some of these collections have very volatile prices, so do your own research. Code and Coffee is the name of one of BendDAO's anonymous co-founders. According to him, the protocol is working exactly as designed. Their team has put together a proposal, quote, to help Ethereum depositors to build confidence. And they think they can do that, in part, through a series of short-term parameter tweaks, like changing the liquidation threshold and modifying the auction period. This proposal has passed. Over 99% of the voting members have approved the proposal, and I'll be getting to that proposal in just a bit. So what does this mean beyond the NFTs? Well, it's a liquidity pool, a lending provider. A lot of people sunk value into this project, and now they're out of cash. This means that people who lent money to others through the DAO can't get that money out. And so things have gotten better. According to Etherscan data, that wallet now has 425 Ethereum. But that's not exactly stable. And it won't be stable until they provide a greater incentive for borrowers to clear up their bad debt. I suspect one thing that comes with that is the price of NFTs. An NFT might be easier to let go when the floor price is $100,000 if you borrowed $200,000 when you put it up for collateral. Short-sighted as it may be, I can see people walking away from these NFTs with their currently depressed prices, especially given how rough the market is right now. Code and Coffee said, quote, "We are sorry that we underestimated how illiquid NFTs could be in a bear market when setting the initial parameters. Now, one thing that they're looking at is changing the liquidation threshold. Right now, when an NFT goes up for liquidation, you have to put up a bid of at least 95% of that collection's floor price. Well, that threshold is going to drop. By August 30th, the threshold goes down to 85%. and it drops by 5% per week after that. So that by the 20th of September, the threshold is sitting at 70%. Now, why are they doing it this way? I suspect that there's two reasons. One is a public relations reason. They're giving their owners of these liquidated NFTs a chance to reclaim their NFT before it gets actually auctioned off. The second reason, I would guess, would be market conditions. Slowly spread the release of those liquidated NFTs so the overall collections aren't damaged by dumping a bunch of NFTs on the market all at once. Now, other parts of the proposal is a change in the auction period. Right now, it's a 48-hour auction period, theoretically in place to protect owners. Well, that has changed to a 4-hour auction window. And they're raising their rates to 20%, which is scary. Another place I know that had 20% rates was Anchor. Now, others have done this in the past, and they're hoping to draw depositors through their high interest rate offerings. So I understand and I support most of the proposal. Shortening up the auction period also reduces how long your Ethereum spends locked up, which was a complaint. That makes a big difference. A lot of people in my Twitter timeline, they like the short time frame NFT flips. Those are hard to do if your capital is locked up for a couple of days. And reducing the liquidation threshold just makes sense. People go to estate sales to get a deal. People pay to belong to websites that list foreclosures to get a deal. And it's even harder now because of the market downturn. At the top of the segment, I was talking about the qualities of NFTs. And one of those qualities is uniqueness, the non-fungibility of it. This business model means that you have to have a ready source of capital, chomping at the bit to buy whatever NFTs that some poor sap lets get liquidated out from under them. But people put their NFTs up for days and weeks at a time right now, just trying to find the right buyer. It looks like waiting to find the right buyer isn't the best business model in this case. Fortunately, it looks like they're taking steps to preserve the market such as it is. And that's going to do it for us tonight. I want to thank you, my listeners, because when you stop listening, I will stop talking. Take care of yourselves, but take care of each other too. See you tomorrow night.